Well, hello there, boys. Welcome to the Odintsov front. We are playing as the Soviets, although, unfortunately, we don't have much in the way of tanks as a massive German army approaches us. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to set up as best we can. The actual main point of contention is over here. I think these guys on the left side are fine. We've got them set up pretty much in rows. As you can see, I've put all the mortars behind the men. I might actually bring Kashin and these guys forward a little bit, but then again, I don't know if I want to really spend that much time on one particular unit. Maybe we'll put them over here. We'll put some of the infantry over here too. And what we're going to do, guys, what we're going to do is go over to the right side. And the only thing I really want to change on this right side, I like the elevation we have here. As soon as the enemy breaks the tree line, we should be able to see them. But that's to take these actual armored cars, as well as a few of the guns, and just put them out here in front. Now, an interesting thing about these armored cars, I'm pretty sure these are Bren. Pretty sure these are British cars given in Lend-Lease. I'll get a closer look so that our experts here can tell us if that's the case. But they do look like Bren trucks to me. They've got a nice little machine gun on the front. Nothing, though, to destroy enemy tanks. And that's what I'm concerned about, is if the Germans approach with tanks, which we almost are certain that they will. So we're going to go ahead, guys. We are going to begin the fight. Deployment has begun. We have deployed our men. At this point, we are just waiting for the enemy. We're going to see which way they're going to attack from, and we'll respond in kind. We do have a small group of, essentially engineers, etc., but I don't think they're going to be joining this fight. We really have to focus on our main force over here and protect this Soviet town from the fascist advance. Good luck, boys. Maybe we take just one of these infantry units. Let's back up a bit. It's a little easier to grab them this way. And we actually put him over here in the forest. So essentially we'll have one infantry guy in the actual forest itself ready to go. I think that's the way to begin the operation. And as always, my friends, we shall return when contact is established. Contact, boys, and it looks like it's over there right in front of us. Look at all of those enemies attacking. Now, it looks like our boys are more than ready to engage. We're going to get these mortars firing all along the front there. We've also got Germans attacking over here across the field, but I think I'm going to take specifically these men right here that we've got in the actual woods. They're already engaging the enemy. I just want to make sure that they spot these targets. Oh, baby. For Uncle Joe, my friends. Now, I would like to move forward with some of this infantry, but I'm afraid to even start moving at this point. We do almost have to leave the wood, though, because we're so close together here. But you know what? Our boys are doing a good job. They're putting up a good fight. I might just keep this going for a bit. We've obviously got mortars firing at the enemy. We are hitting them on all fronts here, and really just trying to maximize those casualties for the fascists. There's that mortar strike. Come on, baby. Let's take a look over there on the right side to see what we're dealing with. So definitely some Germans crossing over there to the woods. We've put most of our men here, well, a good percentage of them. So we'll definitely have some of these units just go ahead and target the guys across there. I think most of these guys are just taking cover. In fact, all of them are taking cover. We don't have any dead men here yet. But as you can see, we've got some enemy machine guns over there that are going to cause problems. Almost certainly. So I'm not doing any movement at all right now. I feel afraid to move any of these units, except maybe Berenkov. Since Berenkov is another one of our infantry units, we are going to order them to attack. And the reason I'm doing this is I want to stop the enemy from getting to our mortars. So even if I have to throw in an infantry group to stop them from doing that, this is a perfect time to engage Deutschland. Let's take a look over there on the right side. I don't feel like those guys have been attacked at all. Our other group is fine. Yeah, look at that. They're not doing a damn thing. I hate to put it that way, but it's just the truth. So what we're going to do, we're going to order them to attack. Put those Bren guns to good use and engage the enemy. And just look at how many Germans we have attacking here. This might be the most fascist we've faced in any single Graviteam tactics battle ever. So there we go, onwards with reinforcements. I'm hoping these are going to be adequate reinforcements, but then again, our boys don't really have much to choose from. This is the last remnants of our army, and the enemy has surrounded us, so we are going to try to break through there. But of course, the boys here in the woods still putting up an amazing fight, and still getting some excellent shots with our mortars too. Eventually, what we might want to do is explode out of these woods and attack the enemy, but not until they get just a little bit closer. Now, if you'd like, in the comments down below, do let me know what you would have done in this situation, or what you would do in this situation, and we'll go from there. As you can see, a lot of them, though, taking cover. Yeah, I feel like we need to sort of bust out now and go for the jugular. Otherwise, we're just going to be pinned. So I'm going to go for an assault, an actual assault with this unit. I'm hoping that the actual tracer will cover most of our men as they move across, at least from fire from the right side. And it looks like enemies popping some smoke here. I think they kind of have an idea of what we might be trying to go for. Biggest concern is that machine gun right there. I'm really trying to get to those MGs. That's one of the reasons I want to bring forward those reinforcements. In fact, we'll start targeting them already. I hope that... Looks like our reinforcements can already start targeting that area. Let's take a look at our boys over here on the vast plains. Make sure that those mortars are continuously firing at the enemy, and they are. We're getting just continuous mortar fire here. Excellent job by the boys. Can't wait to see what those casualties are like. Just see flashes from all of the Mosins, but also a lot of fire here, and I'm thinking this is probably enemy artillery, or it could just be remnants of our very own. Let's look at the Führer's men. They don't look very good, and our mortars continue to strike pretty damn close. In fact, I think they are in complete abject terror. That's exactly what we want. Let's see how that advance is going, though. Over here, of course, having that machine gun firing at our flank is not a good thing. But there's very little we can do about that until our reinforcements arrive. And it actually looks like the machine guns, some of them have switched targets to these new reinforcements. So definitely the enemy's got mortars or artillery because they're lobbing it at the guys that just arrived on the actual battlefield. And again, my target are those rectangular shapes right there. Those are machine guns. Knocking them out, I think, is a very important part of this battle. We're really putting just about everything into it. Oh, good shooting! Good shooting, boys! They could have gotten a little bit closer, they would have taken out that machine gun team. And that thing, it's like it never, ever gets too hot. It's always cool. They're firing it non-stop. Does anybody know, is the MG42 gas-cooled or water-cooled? I think it can't be water-cooled. That's way too World War I style. It's gotta be gas-cooled, no? Here we go, baby. The fight is not over, and actually here on this side, I think we're doing very well. Of course, we can't see perfectly because not a single one of our men is actually going to stand up and look at the enemy because of the danger. As you can see, one of our mortar teams already ate it, and that's what we want to stop. We want to make sure that they don't get close enough to actually damage our mortar teams. Because let's face it, these are extremely important to us in this particular battle. This is pretty much our best resource right now is going to be the mortars. Even the Commissar has stepped in here since the other mortar guy went down. He's decided to go ahead and do the job himself. Good work, Commissar. Alright, wow, look at that. Now our reinforcements are taking the full brunt of the enemy machine gun fire. You guys see this? Incredible. And we're not dealing with any enemy vehicles, so these AT guns are somewhat, I wouldn't say totally useless, but yeah, pretty much. And I think that reinforcement has failed completely. There's no way these guys are going to break through that iron ring of German machine guns. Again, though, we still want to try and take out a few of them if we can. I'm sure we've done some damage, but those tracer rounds, if they're anything to go by, are a terrifying sign of defeat for the men on that reinforcing division. All right, boys. Still bumping out to the woods here. We have taken a brutal loss of men, but I'm sure the enemy has too. And right now, I think our boys may have called in artillery, our spotter, or that could be enemy smoke. Actually, could be smoke, just to try and protect the few remaining officers they have there. They've got a few officers still advancing with the men. I would love to knock them out. If we can't leave with a higher body count, which is normal. I mean, when you're facing the Germans or the Soviets, you typically are going to have a higher body count. But if we can at least take out some of their officers, I'll consider this a pretty good battle. Obviously, I would have liked to take out some of those machine guns. Maybe we can do it later with the mortars. Let's take a look at the Bren carrier. I'm surprised that they stopped. getting some shots, but not at what I want him to shoot at. I want him to shoot at the machine guns over here. Alright, that's more like it. See a few tracers going towards the enemy. Not a lot, though. I mean, obviously compared with the MG42 that the enemy has, what we've got is pretty pathetic, let's be honest. Okay, wow. The enemy there, totally crushed. A few of them are taking cover in the woods, it looks like. I might do a general push forward with the whole group here, overrun them, and then line our boys up here on the woods to try and deal with the rest of the enemy. But something tells me just with all the enemy NG-42s, the best bet might just be to stay here and keep on firing, keep on trying to deal damage to the enemy, but from a safe distance. I just don't know. I think for now we'll keep a safe distance. I like how the guy's actually trying to spot for the mortar there. Oh, that's enemy artillery. They've got everything, and we have very little. Definitely going for an artillery strike on this position. We are definitely not leaving. If we stand up and start running now, that shrapnel is going to catch our guys just easily, without any issue whatsoever. Come on, Tavarishi. Don't give up. Don't surrender. I still hear the pinging of the mortars there flying out of the actual tubes towards the enemy. The fight is not over, friends. Well, I do want our boys aimed more properly at the enemy. Yeah, that's better. Commissar is still helping his soldier here. Oh, he just took cover with the rifle. I hope Commissar still knows how to actually operate the mortar there by himself, because we do need a few more mortar shots. Well, in fact, we need them non-stop throughout the entire battle. Look at that advance, man. So they absolutely stopped our reinforcements there. At this point, all we have are the remaining men in front of the town here. I'm not giving up, though. I could retreat. At this point, though, I don't see the point. I think what we should do is try and just cause the German army as much devastation as possible. And we can do that just by keeping our position and continuing to fire these mortars and take out the rest of the enemy advancing here from the front. I absolutely think it's possible. Got a nice machine gun here too, but the guys are not firing. I don't think it's because of a morale issue. I think it's just they're not close enough to actually spot the enemy. So maybe we actually need to call out targets, something like that. Have them start setting up that machine gun. Got some spotters. Oh, that's where the machine gun is. So he's not even turned towards the enemy. We've got to get him aimed in a more appropriate direction. Incredibly, we still have soldiers actually alive in the woods here, which amazes me. We can see the drastic hit we took here from the enemy machine guns, etc., the enemy support weapons. It's been a brutal day. Seems almost now like our mortars have pretty much stopped firing, and the mortar crews have instead turned to their Mosins and are returning fire at the enemy, just standard rifle fire, and that might actually not be a bad idea, because they are very, very close at this point, and I feel like we need to do anything and everything to keep them off us. There you go. You can see a lot of German dead here, too. We'll only actually know how many were totally dead at the end of the battle, but you can see we absolutely did a number on the fascist invaders here, but a lot more work has to be done, namely in taking out, you know, their heavy weapons, their machine guns, etc. It's all well and good that we heavily damage their infantry, but they've got a lot more that can put up a pretty amazing fight. Just keep things like this for now. I don't know why we're still taking shots on that right side. The enemy must assume that we've got guys there. Now, incredibly, we do have engineers here, but I don't believe they can actually engage the enemy. Otherwise, they've got 5 machine guns in close proximity there. It would be a perfect opportunity for us to try to take out all 5 of those machine guns, but that's not going to happen. Keep up the fire, boys. I still hear those mortars. Let them have it. What we really need is guys like Rudakov to aim their machine guns properly at the enemy. And in fact, what I'm going to do is funnel the area here. This will make it easier for them to know what to shoot at. I hope I did that right. I don't think I did. Yeah, something like... No? I think we've got it. It's definitely aiming that way. We just need to start seeing some tracer rounds flying from Rudlikov towards the enemy. I'm actually not even sure if Soviet machine guns have tracer rounds, although in this game they do, of course. Now it's gone very silent here. I think the enemy thinks most of our men are dead, but actually we have quite a few mortar crews still hiding out here, a few infantry units hiding out here, leaders, etc. Of course, there are areas here where we've just been totally smashed. So I'm thinking we could retreat, we could actually pull back, try to save some more of our men, or be stubborn, stay in the battle, and try to knock out some more Germans. Yeah, I think as that machine gun line gets closer, and as, quite frankly, our men essentially stop fighting here, as maybe they run low on ammunition, they also definitely low morale after so much bombardment, I think it's time to potentially call it quits. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to order the retreat. This is a mechanic we rarely use in Graviteam tactics, but I think it's appropriate here. I'm just going to fast forward. I want to get to that casualty screen and see exactly what we've done to the enemy and to our very own army. That's another cause for contention here, so let's take a look and see. Za Rodinu. Alright, total defeat, of course. It's been a while since we've played, in my defense. We could see there they killed, and this is almost a miracle. We actually managed to wound 164 Soviets. Or excuse me, we got 164 Soviets wounded on our side, 17 killed on our side. We managed to wound 104 Germans and kill 20. We technically killed more Germans than they did of us. We also have more lightly wounded Germans, but of course, overall, we lost that fight. Nonetheless, I love getting back into Graviteam tactics and using Stalin's mighty forces. Next time, of course, maybe we'll do a tank battle with some T-34s, get some artillery support, etc. But I really wanted to do just a standard infantry battle here, an absolute bloodbath, fight to the death style fight to get back into Mius front. I hope you guys had fun. If you did, hit that like button, drop a comment down below, and as always, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Another thing, guys, if you could, is please make sure that you hit the bell next to the subscribe button. This way you get regular updates for my videos. I've noticed that, unfortunately, YouTube has not been sending out updates consistently, so please do hit that bell. You're really doing me a huge favor. Catch you on the next one, friends, or should I say, comrades.